Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Today I have a box. Yeah, we're going with this this
Not
alternative.
doing that.
And so today we have a box that was sent from Nintendo. It was 100% accurate, ensured my electronic verification. I got my knife here, so let's open the box, shall we?
Out of context with the knife that could be taken.
And while we're opening this box, we got Split Screen here today as a guest.
Hello there. I'm here.
And of course, Chad the Dad as usual.
Hello, guys.
Today we got a couple topics for you involving Star Wars. Alright. Oh yeah, look at all that air. That was all deflated. So,
Someone please stop him.
in the box, we got a Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening whale jacket. It's pretty epic. Was that surprising enough for you? Was that I emphasize how cool that was?
Didn't care.
I think
Didn't ask.
Not reading that one.
Not reading that one. We also got a Luigi's Mansion 3 glow-in-the-dark t-shirt.
I didn't really think you were going to open the box on the podcast, but, it's cool.
And last but not least, the laptop carrier that I was going to get at PAX, but they ran out. So I finally got one here. It's $99 on Amazon, $25 on the Nintendo store, so take your pick.
Are you even going to use it?
Yeah, I will be. I got like 4 laptops, dude. Oh, and last but not least, the receipt of confirmation. Dude, oh, that's epic, actually. The wait was 3? What?
Does anyone care about this box opening crap?
I do.
So that
Well,
was
you're
the
just a kind soul.
so that was the box. I hope you all enjoyed.
That was pretty cool. I mean, it would be great if we could see these items.
Nah, I'm too lazy to edit all that in.
Yeah.
And now let's get back into the. Wait, I gotta.
Into the store.
All right, now let's
Star-
get.
Star Wars.
I love
Let's get into
Star
Star Wars,
Wars.
guys. Oh, our favorite topic.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Fit
Alrighty.
and fat. I love Star Wars.
So you guys
Star Wars.
like Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I quite like Star Wars, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd say I'm quite the big Star Wars
Well-
fan. Chad, what do you say? You're a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page here.
Ah,
Oh, that's really good.
I think I'm more of a real war kind of contender than a Star Wars kind of contender.
Eve.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a couple topics here, of course, like usual.
That's interesting. Yeah.
One of them's from our guest here. So should we end the podcast with that? The big.
Oh, that
Yes.
big tease,
Yeah,
yes. That means
okay.
people have to listen for the whole thing.
Okay. So, before we start the Star Wars, how was your guys' weeks? Of course, 'cause it's been
Good.
approximately a week since we've.
It's been the
Yeah.
first week of school for me, so classes are just starting and picking up. I got 2 capstones I have to take for my major and minor at the same time, so really looking forward to that.
I'll be honest, as an Englishman, I have no idea what any of that means. Apart from the fact that you've gone back to school. But no, I mean, I got back to college, to be fair, and no, I don't mean university, just college. And yeah, that's started back up again. So yeah, just getting back into it, really, just getting back on the grind. So yeah.
So, is uni before college technically? Are those
So-
the?
No, so like, this might sound really complicated, but basically in the UK, from the ages of 16 to 18, you've got college or sixth form.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same thing. The
Yes.
sixth form is done at a school, and then college is its own institute.
Mhm.
And then once you finish college / sixth form, you'll then go to university.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's probably the best I've ever explained that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, because we have school 3 year, and then we go to college or uni. We have universities as well here, but a little different.
Okay, interesting. No, because I thought because I knew you had college and that was technically technically university or something.
Well, universities usually are like technical schools.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. No,
until I'm.
Me in the
'cause I know, like,
background,
there's,
just
like,
nodding my
Harvard
head.
Uni and stuff. It's just like,
I was just
am the
curious. I'm sorry.
journalist.
Anything else, Split? Anything else crazy happening in your English lifestyle?
Anything crazy? Well, this might be pretty cool, but it's currently 1:45 for me, so that might be interesting. I'm time traveling.
Oof.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Shout
very
out to
much.
time traveling.
Yes, I was actually just watching Doctor Who as well, so that was
What season?
oh god, I don't know. It was the first one with Martha Jones with David Tennant.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Aircraft.
I love that season. I love David
Yeah,
Tennant
it's a good
though,
season.
so that's probably why.
Really good.
I've
Really
never
good
seen it.
Watch it.
Wow, you're not a real sci-fi guy, are you?
I'm not a real
I
Star Wars fan.
I bet you didn't even know who Dalek is. My favorite character.
Exactly.
That's very mean.
All right. So,
Okay, I know you can talk about my week. So
how was your?
well, no one cares.
no one cares. Yeah, let's be honest here. I've literally just been watching games done quick. I don't know why I watch it, but I just like watching people speedrun games. That was the start of my week. Really slow week at work. I kept getting to go home early, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And I got 4 Lego sets this week.
Dude, that is awesome.
I know, cause oh man, not to be much of a Star Wars fan, but I got the TIE Dagger,
Oh.
Poe Dameron's X-wing from the Rise of Skywalker.
Ooh.
So a little bit of an explanation. At my store, we have really old battle packs, like the little character pack things.
Oh, I love the battle packs.
Yeah, so like they still have the Mandalorian set, like the really old one from the Clone Wars, for like
yeah,
$14.99.
I'm not in shock because I've heard this already.
And like, so I got the Ranger Trooper set from Solo,
Nice.
and I got the First Order transport thingy.
Lego Revan when?
Oh, actually, I can go get that right now. It's like $50 though.
Jeez.
Well,
There's a local Lego store that has 15 packs of Revan, like the little Revan packs.
they're just custom made.
No. Lego and Star Wars had during Star Wars Celebration, I think like 2 years ago, they gave out little Revan packs.
What?
I think it was
I'm
like
gonna
2 years
Google.
ago.
Lego Revan.
That's
Yeah.
whack.
Oh yeah, no, they did. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're about $50.
Bro.
Yeah. Not that you know USD, right, Split?
Hmm?
You know proper USD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy.
So yeah, that's I might actually get that. And he also has like 800 bags of the red armed C3PO.
Probably wouldn't recognize me because of the red arm.
Yeah. My favorite line in Star Wars by Anthony Daniels.
Oh, it's a good line to be fair. No, to be fair, that red one does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty high detail for what it is. And he's not even technically legend. He's still legend. This was Legends when he was given out, so.
Yeah, I mean, my brother's got the Lego Fury class interceptor, and I've got the Republic Striker Fighter from SWTOR. So,
I have the little strike force. I have the battle pack for the SWTOR with the 2 clones and the 2 Sith.
yeah,
have the
no, I've got
mini-
those ones as well.
I have the mini Naboo Starfighter because I
Mhm.
got it from my girlfriend's grandmother for Christmas. Pretty sweet.
I also got a giant Lego Yoda for Christmas, so that was built
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw
with the
that.
really weird depressed eyes. Yeah.
Just his whole eyeball is there. It's like,
Yeah, it's an Ultimate Collector series, which was surprising.
yeah. No, it does look quite interesting.
Now I'm just staring at it. Dang it!
I've just gone on Google and I'm looking at it now. So the image I actually have, he genuinely looks sad. Like his eyelids. His eyelids look like they're pushing down on his eyes. The poor soul.
Sad I am.
God.
Yeah,
I used to be able to do Yoda quite well, but now I can't. Sad times.
can't do a lot right now. My throat's kind of messed up. I'm trying to drink coffee to get through.
I'm getting sick again. If I'm sick during the next podcast again, I'm going to be so mad.
Do I have the right to kill you, Chad?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
That one, yeah.
My body is weakened since the last time we ventured. Okay. That's
So
a lot
what's
of.
our first topic?
What's our
Grunt?
first topic? Oh, we gotta talk to the guest a little bit, of course. That's an important one. So,
I guess
okay,
so.
guest, we're gonna dissect you.
I'm guest one. On
Yeah,
the
you're guest. Whoa. Guest one.
two.
There we go.
He's just guessing.
Okay, what's your?
Boys?
We're gonna get into the deep, hard-hitting questions here. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Revenge of the Sith.
Why is it your
No
favorite
question.
movie, bud?
I actually did say this yesterday on Twitter. Just saying.
Don't make him repeat himself, Grunt.
Nah, basically, it's just like. Firstly, I love Clone Trooper Phase 2. I don't know if you can tell. But I love their armor, and I love how the film actually like goes into the different legions and things like that. Sometimes they're just really quick, but 320
So-
means 5 first. There's so many different clone armor types which I love, and then just the whole Order 66 scene is just amazing. Like the music, the actual like scenes you have going on with it, just the rise of the Empire, the fall of Jedi. Just the action, like the all-out war that you start off with in Space Coruscant, is like it's awesome. So, yeah. Oh, and Battle of
hear
Heroes. Battle of Heroes as well.
Oh, Battle of Heroes, yeah.
No.
So what you're telling me is you like the third movie just because of the clone troopers and the clone troopers killing things.
I mean, who doesn't?
Put it that way, maybe.
Maybe. I still like. I like the memes that come out of that movie. I think that movie's pretty
Yeah, I like
campy,
that
and that's what
movie.
makes it really good. I like the movie just for how campy it is.
Yeah, either I think that Empire is the best one, but my favorite is either Revenge of the Sith or Rogue One.
Rogue One was awesome too. I think Rogue One's. I don't know. This is quite tough actually because I did like the Rise of Skywalker, but I
Mhm.
love Rogue One as well. So like those two are like definitely top tier from Disney.
I think we talked about this too last episode. I enjoyed seeing the Rise of Skywalker. I had my complaints, like I had my criticisms about it, but overall I had a great experience, and I feel like that's what matters at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say I hated it. I never said I like despised it. I have a lot of issues with it, of course. Very blaring issues, but I overall enjoyed it, and I like the designs and the ships and stuff. Clearly, I wouldn't buy Lego sets for them if I didn't like stuff from it.
So, the first topic is.
Oh, we're getting into the topics. Okay. Yeah, Chad, you read off the first topic.
We're talking about the future of gaming.
Yeah.
The future of gaming. Oh, we talking about
PlayStation 5.
denounced.
Xbox,
we talking about
Samsung
which one? Which talk about the future of video games.
Yep.
Okay.
Future gaming.
Okay. So, future of gaming. What's coming up in gaming, guys? I don't even know.
Well,
I guess it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars games. So keep it Star Wars related for a bit, and we'll expand off of it.
Well, yeah.
I'd rather hear what Split has to say.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, like, with the future of gaming, there's obviously like next gen consoles coming out late this year, holiday 2020, with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox sound
Series X.
That's the one, Series X.
Do we have to say that name every time
Yes.
we talk about it?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's called the
Not
X.
doing
X, please.
I'm calling it the PS and the Xbox personally.
Yeah, not doing that.
Yeah. So it's just, I think that'll be interesting. I mean, for console gamers, getting like high powered SSDs and all that stuff, it's going to be pretty awesome. Like ray tracing support.
Gaming just extreme. Yeah.
So you're a PlayStation player. Do you? I've had the Xbox One since day one, the very first one. I remember it being a disaster though at launch. I don't know if you guys remember that, but
Yeah,
I
I mean,
had
I
so many
wasn't.
problems with Battlefield 4. I thought I lost my money when I bought it premium for it too, because none of it was downloading. And there is just so many problems that later got fixed, but I don't know. I'm really
Unfortunately.
hoping they're not rushing it out this time. I
Yeah,
mean, but they do that every time, I feel like. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I wouldn't say they did that with the 360. And that was their best console, let's be honest here.
Didn't they rush it out and then that's why it got the red ring?
No, that was a
Well,
battery issue. I wouldn't say it was much of a pulling it out as fast as possible. That was just a
Hmm.
flaw in their system.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, my PlayStation that I've got now was my first ever one, which at some point this year, back in around June, I would have had that for 6 years, and I've had no problems with it whatsoever. There might sometimes just be, Sony server issues and whatnot that
Yeah,
don't really
typical
happen
stuff.
to. But yeah, exactly. That's just like typical stuff. But with like the actual hardware itself, I've had no issues whatsoever. Like, yeah, okay, it's loud as hell, but that's just because I've been using it a lot for 6 years now, and for about 5 of those years, my brother was using it a lot as well. So, but he's now got his own. Um, so I've genuinely had no problems with it whatsoever, and it's been really good for me. And the fact that it's lasted me nearly 6 years is incredible. I think really. I guess like with the next gen consoles coming and how they're going to be so different. I think there could be quite a lot of room to go wrong with them.
Right.
Because well, I mean, is it new technology? Not really. Is it new technology? So, I think the fact that they're going to be pushing that out in consoles, there could be some issues. Really, like we'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean,
absolutely.
I was talking to my dad about it, and he was saying that the fact that um, we're going to be having like high-powered SSDs in next-gen consoles, like as you get more and more things, the SSDs like will slow down and all these things. So there's going to have to be some sort of way that you can essentially combat that, or like whether. I mean, with it being a console, you're not really going to be able to like replace parts and stuff like that. You'll lose warranty. You'll lose all these other things. So it's like
Yeah, I don't get why they didn't do
it'll be interesting.
I don't know why they didn't do a hard drive disk and a solid state drive just in case anything would happen. Like you do a quick transfer, but
Right.
Yeah,
I guess
we'll have to wait and
I don't
see.
know.
I mean, with I don't know how it is with Xbox, and you probably can, but with PlayStation, if you've got PlayStation Plus, which allows you to play online, then for most games, then
Hmm.
then if you've got PS Plus, all your save data automatically gets saved to the cloud anyway. So let's say you did lose
Yeah,
everything on your
that's
console, then you can just download back from your cloud onto a system. So it's not too bad. And if they keep up that cloud service, then that'll be fine. But
yeah, Xbox One has a cloud service for both backwards compatible and for
Mhm.
forward pat games.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing I would say. Like Xbox did a really good job, I think, with just the fact that they launched the Xbox One with backwards compatibility with Xbox 360 and I think original Xbox maybe. I can't remember.
That's what
Um,
every PS fan says. They're always like, "Well, the one perk of the Xbox
exactly.
is that you can play backwards compatible games."
Well, you're hearing it from
Yeah,
one right now.
so it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, like that's the thing because we don't have backwards compatibility. Although there is the PlayStation subscription service called PlayStation Now, which means you can go back and like stream games from PS2, PS3, and all that, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
nah, you
So
can't pull out
I'm
your copy
hoping.
of a Ghost Recon for the
Exactly.
Xbox original that you used to play all the time and slap it into a PS. And I mean, in terms of
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
you got
Well,
some pretty
that's what
good
I'm hoping with the PlayStation 5. Like, I'm hoping we can just go and do that. So
PlayStation has some really good exclusives though.
it does. Last of Us and Spider Man are like two of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, those are
But
pretty
they're
good.
PlayStation exclusives, so
I get Halo Infinite, and that's it really. Sea of Thieves and Halo Infinite.
Yeah, that's why a
yeah,
lot of PC players have PlayStations as well, if they're gonna have a console.
Yeah.
because
because
of
you
exclusives.
can get them. You can get. I mean, yeah, okay, they're Xbox exclusives, but in a way they're technically not because you can play them on PC anyway.
Microsoft has really become a Windows property. It's like the Windows Xbox now. It's not really it's
Yeah.
Microsoft, but like we've come to the point now where everything it's nice. Like it's really smart for them as a company, but like being an Xbox player, it's really hard.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, all I have to look forward to this year is Halo Infinite, and that's it. Like in terms of like Xbox titles, I know you guys have like a samurai game coming out.
And Last of Us.
Oh, and The Last of Us too. Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I think there is a samurai game or something. To be fair, actually,
Looks pretty
is that Ghost of
fantastic.
Tsushima or something like that? I don't know. Or is out? I can't remember. There's something that's coming out at some point.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Mhm.
Oh man. So, have you this is just a genuine question. Have you played Halo at all?
I many years ago.
I know the answer.
Yeah. So kind of.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I have, but not for a very long time. Like, I played it at a friend's house and we went on Forge mode, and
Yeah.
that was pretty sick. But no, not like we played a bit of the campaign together, like in a co-op way.
Because that's the only thing we have as Xbox players. But even then, now it's on Steam. So
I was there on his stream, and I said Finn Fett needs to be shot because he doesn't like Halo. And then he said he doesn't like Halo either. So I was like, well, I'll leave.
Well, to be fair,
I
I
don't-
got nothing. I haven't.
yeah, I was gonna
played
say I
it.
don't think you would have any actual hate towards it. It's more just like a general, like
Yeah,
I haven't
just
played it
I
yet,
don't
so I don't
know.
know.
Yeah, I haven't really got an opinion.
Yeah, well, we'll get you on that soon, dude. It's like the only
Yeah.
series that I loved from Xbox. Next to
Mhm.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, but then that became really popular and everything. What are the questions?
Well, I was gonna ask Split.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I tweeted out a while ago was, and I know Torbis said it as well, and I saw you talk about it, was an EA look ahead, like they
Yes.
did in
Yeah.
2015.
Mhm.
So kind of bouncing off that, what are you looking forward to see? Seeing as you're a Battlefront YouTuber and a gaming YouTuber, what are you looking forward to? Star Wars wise.
Oh yeah, I
So-
forgot you're like a YouTuber, aren't you, bud? Just know you as a friend, dang. Kind of flexing here.
So, can I kind of say what I'd like to see as well? That hasn't
Yeah.
been.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Yeah,
that's-
absolutely. What
Awesome.
what you
So-
like and what you think we'll see,
Obviously-
you know.
Yeah, so obviously Battlefront 2 content, very excited for that. I think what DICE have done over the last year has been fantastic.
It's been phenomenal.
Like, it's been such a great rebuild story. I mean, the way I see it is obviously it launched horribly in 2017. 2018 was like slowly picking up the pieces and trying to put it all together. And then 2018 was really, putting it back together and almost like getting it in frame. And then 2019 was just, hang on. Yeah, 2018 was like rebuild period. 2019 was just continuing that rebuild and
Kind of putting the bandage on it.
Yeah, of course.
Healing it out.
And 2020 now is a time to really smash it out. I mean, the player base is really high now, higher than January 2018 now, which is crazy. So yeah, now is the time to really push out content and do some really good things for the game and just keep it going. Because if at the end of 2020 they've got a strong player base, then I don't see why they can't go into 2021 and onwards.
Yeah, because I know they said that the devs said they weren't working on Battlefront 3. How long do you think? So do you think they'll eventually make another one, or do you think they'll just continue to support it right now, like Battlefront 2 right now?
Yeah, like honestly, I think the fact that they go into all three eras and the fact that they try to essentially go for canon. I know that there are a few things like the Imperial Jump Trooper, for example, which isn't accurate to the canon.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm hoping at some point this year they can remodel it, retexture it, and stuff to actually make sure that it is accurate. Because that'd be really nice.
Yeah, just the eyes, man.
Yeah,
And I think the
like, it's bugging me.
tubes are a little
Yeah,
off
it's
I
too.
it's the
know they made
tubes
Ray. I
and
know they fixed Ray, but it's only on that one skin.
mhm, yeah. So I'm hoping they can do something like that. But like the fact that it is essentially that every piece of content that gets added to this game is canon. Um, obviously, like I said, apart from a few things being a bit off. Um, and the maps we play, like Kashira Beach, for example, is accurate to episode 3
Hmm.
to like a very high percentage, and
Yeah,
all
and
these things.
Naboo
So
too.
yeah, exactly, and yeah, exactly in the bill as well. It's kind of I don't see much point in them making a Battlefront 3 for like because these things are all um, canon, they're all movie realistic and all that stuff. So it's like
Right.
if they made a Battlefront 3, what would you do? And I
Yeah, I would
suppose
have to have new content for me to
it
really
would have to be
sit in it.
so
Or
new.
Mandalorian.
obviously new content, but like new eras. Like, can
Yeah.
you imagine that a Battlefront with like the old Republic? That'd be
That's
I
exactly
think
insane.
it would.
so
We
I
would
was
have to. I think we'd have to wait for a new engine to come out. A new
Well, yeah,
optimized
yeah.
engine that like a
yeah,
Frostbite 5. 'Cause I
yeah.
think we're
I'm
starting off
talking
with
like way down the future
yeah.
if we even get that. But that, like, just picturing that in my head, like that's insane.
Yeah, because the way I see it right now is obviously the EA license runs out in 2023. I have no doubt they will get renewed, um, which I'm more than happy for, to be quite honest. Apparently, apparently, like no one else really wanted the license because of the burden that it would have.
Yeah.
Apparently, but like EA have done some questionable things at times, but I
Um.
think what they've done like with Fallen Order and the way they've rebuilt Battlefront 2, I think has been great. And I think given more time, they could bring out some more awesome stuff because they've got a lot of studios. And if they did bring out Battlefront 3, bring that out on like a new Frostbite engine, potentially go if they can go space to ground, if not just like atmospheric to ground, where you've got big battle scenes going, like a lot of players on the battlefront, seamless transitions into like spaceships. You can land, get out of vehicles and stuff like that. I mean,
Hmm.
they could probably they could do some of that now because of the way they do it in Battlefield, but just have vehicles spawned in already. You spawn, you just jump into a TX-130 tank, you storm ahead on like the Naboo fields, and then you fight a massive battle against the droid army. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
think that'd
don't
be
know
sick.
why they didn't implement
Um.
some of the same things.
So that's a very obvious gameplay reason. I mean, it's very So let's say you're the Republic, right? You would
Mhm.
actually they would have to find a way to block off the enemy from taking your vehicles at the start of a match, like getting a speeder and just driving straight down to your area and snagging vehicles, or
Yeah.
So something like that would have to be in place. It changes a lot of gameplay stuff they already had preset. So I get
Mhm.
like now why they can't do it. Like if the game first came out with this, then and they changed it to
Well,
this
yeah,
kind of system
they
now,
can't do it now, but
Yeah, there's no point now, but
but they would
it's
have to find
yeah.
like a lock system so that people couldn't just immediately steal from the enemy team
Mhm.
from the beginning of the match. Because that was a big issue with the original Battlefront 2 when it came to multiplayer, just being able to get a speeder, jump over, and snag a
Yeah.
vehicle.
Mhm.
But I do get why they did that for a gameplay thing.
I
What
mean, with
Battlefield does is they have an anti-air turret and they have a death wall
yeah,
at their
I feel
initial
like they could do
spawns.
the same thing.
they could do the same thing. To be
But then you just get a scout helo and you just speed it and yeah.
fair.
But
Yeah.
um, I know Battlefield 5 has a unique way of doing it where you can get out and it stays out and doesn't just instantly blow up, but you still have to use
Yeah.
points to spawn it in. So that could also
Mhm.
be
Yeah, absolutely. That could work. Like, I have no issue with the battle point system, to be fair, but I think it would be nice to have some vehicles just, already on the ground with you, just in like a large battle scenario. Like, yeah, okay, it will have its issues, and I can see why they didn't do it for this game, to be fair, because the development time they had, they wouldn't like realistically they wouldn't have enough time to develop that technology, and with the way they were going with the map size and the game modes they introduced with the game,
Hmm.
they wouldn't really have they wouldn't have the size for that anyway. and going in with a battle point system again, they can't do that. So I can see why they haven't done that, but I think if we got a Battlefront 3 in several years' time, where it was even larger in scale, and all that stuff, then I think that's something they could absolutely go and do for gameplay. I think that would be great. And if we had, atmospheric to ground or something like that, where you can actually go into an enemy capital ship, almost capital supremacy but seamless, and you can just go and do that. But you don't just have to be on the ground, then go to the ship. You can kind of do both. So
Do you think that they need a new game engine for this?
Like instead of
feel
Frostbite, they're using
I feel
Unreal.
like Frostbite is yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Frostbite is just like get it out of here. I mean, I don't know. Like it was great.
It's the pretty looking engine that it breaks because everyone wants to use it. So they're trying to add they're trying to mix it with so many different games. So the base engine itself is just not able to handle anymore.
It is so pretty, but it's like every problem you fix, it creates so many more. And I've seen the developers say that, with this game, like
and Anthem. Oh my goodness, everyone in the Anthem team complainned about how horrible Frostbite was.
I think the thing is with Anthem is that they went to use. I don't think any of them had. I mean, they might have used the.
Well, I know a lot of them are new.
But, so a lot of them would have been new to the Frostbite engine, and I think it's like a seriously steep. I mean, learning a game engine is like a really steep learning curve.
So it's not like this.
The thing is, they didn't. I think when they were making Anthem, they didn't really build any in-engine technology for it. So making the actual game work with the base engine was very difficult for them, which I think was a problem. And I think actually I've been speaking to Torbus about this a bit, and what they're doing now is apparently they're actually making engine technology to make the game even better, and then they're going to look like they'll either like essentially what they could go and do is what Battlefront 2 have done and Battlefield and release like a year 2 edition essentially.
Yeah, that's what they did with the Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4, because Battlefield 4 is just Battlefield 3 reskinned, basically, with a couple new additions, but more optimized.
Yeah. So I think they could go and do that, but I think with Frostbite is almost like they've got that base engine, which I think is I don't know how it is, and I haven't seen many people comment on it. But you've got the base engine, but then I think with so many different games trying to run on it, you then have to go and create a bunch of technology for that engine, and as a result of that probably is what is causing so many issues, is the fact that you have to create your own technology for the engine and implement that into it, and that's where the issue lies. So I think they kind of need to make I think they really, because Frostbite won't go, it'll just essentially get upgraded. I mean, Frostbite now is like an actual EA company.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's EA's golden child right there. They use it on everything that they do.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it was initially created by DICE, but when EA bought DICE, the Frostbite engine then essentially belonged to EA, and then EA, invested a ton of money into the Frostbite engine. Actually created a studio's not the right word, I don't think, but actually created, had made this hub essentially for Frostbite themselves to actually like employ people, work on the engine and stuff like that. Because I saw them do like a show reel of like hair in engine, and it looked like a few months ago, and it did genuinely look absolutely incredible. But
yeah, I don't doubt the engine's capabilities at all. I'm just saying the way they're using it to optimize games is a little messy.
It's not the best, and I think it is going back to just trying to create all these different technologies for all these different games. It's not a well optimized system, really. I think they need to kind of try and
not to mention trying to make new games at the same time as trying to get a new system up and running, if they're doing that.
So what other than Battlefront 2, because we've been on it for a moment now, what other games would you guys would want to see in the year, in terms of just like if they announced anything big, like I don't know, like a remake of a game or something that's anything Star Wars related.
General, right?
And just Star Wars related. Yeah. If they were to announce anything random during like a EA Play set, like what are they called? You know what they are, the EA things and the E3s and the packs and EA Play, yeah,
Star Wars Celebration.
yeah, those things. If
Um,
they were to announce like a big game, or like a remake or something big, what would you want?
Fallen Order sequel.
Yeah, honestly,
I was about to say that's
it's kind of
I
that's kind
want
of a
like it might be like obvious, but an actual confirm. I don't know. Have they confirmed that? Have they?
No, so
they're
there's
getting
not
new
been any
map makers for the same
confirmation,
team
but
that worked on
It's
yeah.
like 90% implied that we're getting one, but
Yeah, I mean they are like Respawn are hiring people Star Wars team, so I have absolutely no doubt that we're going to be getting it, but it's just not had any official confirmation. And I think we'll probably get that at EA Play, really.
yeah.
To be honest.
Any other any like generalization of games at all? Like anything? I want Titanfall 3 personally, just in terms of
yeah,
games.
I want
Titanfall 3
Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
Well, I
'Cause,
haven't played the latest Assassin's Creed, but
I think
something
while we're on the topic, I think a Star Wars game would be really nice. Is because Age of Empires 2 just got a definitive edition,
Mhm.
and there was a Star Wars game that ran off the exact same engine. So I could really go for Galactic Battlegrounds definitive edition.
Yeah,
I would never not play that.
I kind of I just want like something aside from, I mean, any Star Wars game, really. Any console.
I want something.
Star Wars.
I just want something completely left field to come in. Just something you would never
Right.
expect to come out. Like I want an RTS game personally, just because that's one of my favorite genres.
I have wanted a RTS game for years.
Yeah, I like a base building RTS that also has the space mechanics of Empire at War, and that would be set.
That would be cool.
And we've gotten like very few of those in general.
We have there's 4. There's 4 RTS. I own all 4 of them.
I feel like Empire at War though is like the one.
The space battles are the best part of Empire at War, and then the ground battles are the best part of Galactic Battlegrounds. So just mix those two things together, and you've got like a peak RTS Star Wars game. That's what I want. That's like the best explanation I could give.
It absolutely can be done too, as long as they're not. I don't know.
And I want it to look different. I don't want it to just look realistic. Every Star Wars game, if you've noticed, like in a really long time, it's just been like set in a realistic environment.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know if that's too crazy to ask.
Yeah, I think like everything at the moment with Star Wars games is obviously with Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, Fallen Order, it's all going for that photorealistic look.
Which I get that, but I'm just saying like with like a lot of there's not enough like Legos. I think Lego Star Wars is coming out, but there's not enough like of that. Like just like different. Like Republic Commando is super gritty and like just emo.
Yeah.
We're not getting like much different tone like in games.
That's my dream game. Republic Commando
2.
Redone.
Yeah.
Not
or
even
remaster.
2. I don't care if they redo it or remaster, redo the story for all I care. I just want a new game with that.
I don't know. I'm just kind of. I'm not saying I'm sick of Jedi and stuff like that, but like, there's been a lot of Jedi stuff. I know Battlefront 2 isn't about Jedi, but everyone just plays heroes versus villains. Let's be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I like BB-8 and BB-9E so much.
Yes. I'd very much like to see an open world, like a almost like essentially
Star Wars
GTA,
Galaxies
but
2.
Star Wars. See, I know you can actually like play Star Wars Galaxies through this like weird way.
It's not the same though.
Yeah, it's not the same, but I actually remember like downloading it on my mum's old laptop. But it wasn't old at the time, but I remember downloading it, and then like a week after we downloaded it, it went offline. So like,
oh man,
I know we have a SWOTOR online or whatever, that online Old Republic game. I've touched it a lot. I've played it. I've Bounty Hunter on there, but I want like a Imperial Age, I guess. I want one set in each era, where each server is a different era. You know?
Yeah, see,
that'd be cool.
My ideal thing is essentially almost like that, but I think an Imperial Age would be awesome. Just having that Imperial occupation would be great, but don't like I don't really care about like obviously it's always nice to have like Jedi, Sith, and stuff like that, but I want to be able to play as like a bounty hunter or a smuggler and
Yeah, just some a regular
build
trooper.
out.
So, do you
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
happened with Star Wars Galaxies?
I do not.
So back when that was released, back in I think it was approximately 2004, they released Jedi to the game. You could be a Jedi. So 1 in 5,000 people could become a Jedi or something like that. But some guy found an exploit in the game. So now there's hundreds and thousands of Jedi just walking around the map, being completely OP.
Yeah.
So they just
Oh,
it got to the point where they had to fix it, and they got like a combat and a redo where they reset a lot of people's characters, and so people started leaving the game,
God.
and then the game kind of
Okay.
just died out after that. So Jedi really good. I mean, they can kill in games, man. Nah.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's what happened to Star Wars Galaxies. Kind of sucks,
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah, that does suck. But
and now in SWTOR, everyone's a Sith or a Jedi, but
Mhm.
yeah, or a clone trooper, which is I don't get who in the design team was like, yeah, we just gotta bring back Sith, like stormtroopers and clone troopers, and call them SWTOR.
Yeah. Um, but no, that's the thing. Like, I'd love to. Like, my ideal Star Wars game is like an open world across like several planets, like in space as well. And you can be a smuggler, or you can like be hired by some random cartel or something, and be like.
Star Wars Galaxies basically, but
So it
updated and
might very
new.
well be very much like Star Wars Galaxy, yeah. Like,
I want a
but I
Clone
think
Wars
in a
adventure.
way it would be like, oh, Clone Wars Adventures.
Yeah. I don't think Chad understands the
So
beauty of Clone Wars Adventure. I used to play that
No,
tower defense
I'm
game
just
all the
sitting here
time.
going, ha 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 ha.
I loved going around on Bara and like
Mm-hmm.
finding materials and then taking that back to the station and then build like trying to build things that then I can't buy because I can't get because premium.
Yeah, I had premium for a while, and
Yeah,
I got a commando uniform.
nice.
I was one of those guys.
Yeah,
Oh, I had so much fun in that game. I loved it.
it was so good. And then he got shot off, and I was like, no.
Yeah, and I had that. I have the Yoda bobblehead that came with the year
Nice.
pass or whatever. Yeah, dude, that game was so much fun.
It was awesome. But yeah, I'd love to be able to do that. But like essentially like GTA where like we've got a canon story where we follow maybe a smuggler or a bounty hunter or something, and we get to do various different things. But then you can go
Yeah,
onto an online server and then essentially create, almost create your own story with this and actually
or
do missions and stuff
or
like
side
that.
missions and just
Mhm. Yeah,
explore like the world. That would be
yeah,
cool.
exactly. It would be. I just think it would be amazing having yeah, loads of different side missions, like a trading system, like obviously with Imperial credits,
I like the.
can.
I've always liked the idea of it, like a game where the users make the missions, kind of thing. I don't
Mhm.
know that it's kind of impossible. You would need but like you get a base mission, right? Like
Yeah.
as a bounty hunter, you have to go smuggle somebody. But then that guy says, well, like the guy you're supposed to hunt, like this online player, he says, well, you can go hunt down this guy for me, get a higher bounty. You can still kill him, but you can go and do that instead. Stuff like that.
Hmm.
I always like those
Yeah, that'd be
interactions.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like in GTA, I really like the whole like business system and how you get to run your own companies and stuff. I feel like if you actually were able to start off like you could actually like create your own like almost bounty hunter guild or like you know like almost like the Hut cartel with Jabba and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
you could essentially be like the boss and actually
There's
hire
actually
your own people online and stuff like
I know there's like a mini version of this. Chad, you know the Arma mod, right? Like the Star Wars
right.
Arma mod. There's you know what Arma is on Split?
that. I've heard of it and I've seen a bunch of your photos over the last like 24 hours,
Yeah,
but
because
I'm not
I'm
100%
not
sure.
gonna edit those. I'll crop them to 1080p 16:9, but other than that, I'm not gonna really. So there's a Star Wars mod for that got cease and desist by EA.
Oh,
So there's a life RP server that's Imperial occupied. So
okay.
you can be like a bounty hunter or anything, and just like be like a trader and run around like the massive world. I forgot what city it is in Arma, but like stormtroopers can like come up to your door and like evict your house and stuff. And you
Jesus,
can work for the
that's
Empire or the
that's
Rebels, and the
crazy.
Rebels go out and like free cities.
Jeez, that
It's
sounds
pretty
so sick.
it's pretty fun. The server has been shut down for a couple months though now because people stopped playing it. But it was fun when it was like active.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I get
That
like that
sounds
kind
pretty
of. I get what you're saying. Um,
I
what
just
was-
want something like fresh, like just
yeah.
to blow me out of the water.
cool. Yeah, just
Like
give me something new.
I
I
just
just-
well,
I think I just want Star Wars, and I think Lego Star Wars will be that kind of blow out of the water. I know it sounds like duh, but like the most interesting Star Wars game that's gonna come out is this Lego Star Wars game. Personally, from my point of view.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. Like, I remember hearing the details about it like last year, and I did 2 videos on this because there was like a bit of news, and then a few days later there was even more news. It was just like the fact that you can go into like there was around like 20 planets. You know, you can go into them, like, explore around them, go up into space, and have these like random encounters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like if you're just like in like let's say you've unlocked Luke's X-wing, you're flying around as Luke's X-wing is like I don't know Ray for let's just go Rise of Skywalker go Ray for example in Luke's X-wing, right? And then you fly out of Tatooine, and then boom, suddenly whoa that's an ISD, and then you got TIE fighters coming after you shoot them down, and that'd be so.
Do you think it'll ever get like repetitive? You know what I'm saying? Like the encounter, because it's probably going to be the same like encounter loop. But I think it'd be interesting when you beat the game, where like you get like a Republic Venator spawn in, but there's also an Imperial Star Destroyer SD, and then they combat each other while you're trying to fly through it. Like that, then you get like cross era stuff happening because you've beaten the game.
Yeah. I feel like they'll probably, I guess try and. So actually, that's the thing. Like,
or like really rare encounters, like you get you get the Super Star Destroyer that spawns in once.
Yeah.
Or the Malevolence.
That would be really cool, actually. If they did that. But
and then it's really far away from you, and it shoots out ion beams. You have to like try to fly around it while you're.
Nice. Good luck.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think because, I guess if you're like flying out of a planet and, an encounter happens, like, if like let's say for example, it would feel really weird if an MC-80 just comes out of hyperspace, and then X-wings and Y-wings like start shooting at you. But like if you're in a TIE fighter or you're playing as an evil guy, then like it would make sense.
I'm guessing you're going to be able to set what era and what you are just for those encounters until the end of the game, where I'll just have like an all era option. That's what I'd be guessing, because I don't know how they're going to optimize. Unless you're playing through the story mode, and while you're playing through the story, it like changes based off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like there might be certain planets where they might, if you're able to explore a bit of Utapau, or I mean, you probably won't because it's not like the best planet to explore.
Well, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be every planet from all the movies, like all the important planets.
Yeah.
So this be all.
Utapau could very well be there. But...
Yeah. So you're gonna probably have what? Yeah. So 20 planets. That's approximately all the planets we go to, excluding the Death Star from all the movies. To be fair.
Yeah. So I feel like Kashyyyk, like if you go to Kashyyyk, for example, like obviously within the actual canon, the Empire are there, but I feel like if you go to Kashyyyk and you come out of there, then it will probably always be like Republic era, or Tatooine might always be Imperial, Hoth will be Imperial, sort of thing like that. But like, I feel like they could do a system where it's like that. So essentially, depending on which planet you go to, it kind of will change.
That's the thing with like the story type of thing for it. So like, let's say you're at the start of the clone, like the Clone Wars, and you're still with like little Anakin. So it's just Trade Federation ships everywhere, and then you get into the Clone Wars, and now there's Venators and Dreadnoughts. I think they're called Dreadnoughts. The Trade Federation ships, or the thinking whatever. And now they're on every planet.
Yeah.
And then use this.
That'd be cool to have like a blockade or something.
Yeah, and then you go on Coruscant during the third movie, and there's the giant battle that you go into.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool if that was like natural, though. What if that never? What if for somebody that was just randomly like a 1% chance that never happens for them? That'd be kind of funny.
That'd be hilarious.
And then you go from the third movie, and then you go straight into Rogue One. Because I'm guessing it'll have like that'd be cool. Like you go on Scarif, and you do that little thing. I guess it's only all 9 films, but
that thing, they steal the plans.
yeah, they steal the plans and then they all die. Lol. Um, that'd be kind of interesting. I don't know if they're ever going to do that, but I'm guessing we're getting Rogue One, Mandalorian, and solo content as well.
I feel like we will, because I mean, at the moment, it is just the episode 1 to 9. But
that means I can be a range trooper. That's kind of epic. And then, are they gonna make it? See, this would be smart for Lego, making it online multiplayer, so you can like get your friends and like do like an open world like kind of adventure with like up to 16 friends, and then like battle a Star Destroyer together.
Cool.
That'd be a really smart idea by them, but I don't expect it to happen. But if they do it, that's the biggest props. I will play that game all the time.
That would be amazing if they did that. I don't think they will, but they may well do.
It'll be up to 4 players at least. But
I just want them to make a big jump like that. That they weren't afraid to do something like that.
And like a proper and then you get like hyperdrive, and you can get stopped mid jump. That'd be kind of cool by like the First Order, because they have that technology, and the Empire does. So that'd be kind of cool, getting stopped mid jump and getting attacked by what are the ship called with the gravity welts? Interdictors. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Getting flown around by Vader from like Rebels when he just takes out all the A-wings and everything. I wonder if you can build a fleet. See, there's like now these like things get in my head. I'm like, well, what if you could like fly around a capital ship, and then you can get your own fighters? That's like an entirely different game in my head now. Nothing to do with Lego.
I feel like you'd be an awesome guy to have like on a game team. You're like, right, okay, we're gonna make a game. What do we do? And then you'd just be able to throw out a ton of different features. Oh, that's cool. And be like,
I'm really good at getting ideas and then not keeping them in my head. So yeah.
Nice. We'll write them down.
Yeah, but I like that idea of just like, you can have your capital ship up, like kind of like No Man's Sky, because you have capital ships now, so you and your friends can like have your ships in there, and then when you're like, let's go raid this Imperial interdictor or the Eclipse, like the Eclipse is in the game for some reason now. I don't know. Make that canon, and then make that USC set, please. You're Republic Venator. But then you can like mark the colorings and stuff, like the main colorings, like a Clone Troopers Legion coloring kind of thing on the main strip, make it like blue or whatever. Again, I don't expect this to ever happen, but that'd be cool.
It would be interesting to see. Actually, yeah.
And then when it does happen, I can cry.
Splint. I should tell you the original topic I have this entire thing written down of like one. I know people are gonna be mad. I had someone DM me on Twitter because I got mad, and I'm not gonna say there. How I would have made the Rise of Skywalker, because I'm a sinking 12-year-old.
Okay.
But that this bringing up like the creative ideas thing or whatever. That was the original topic I had before. And we were like, oh, we can get Split on. Yeah, let's get Split on. That'd be awesome.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I really like that idea. Dang it. Now I have that in my head. Now I'm gonna get myself all hyped up for nothing. It's pretty horrible. Oh shoot, I need a Lego BB-8 or BD-1 as well. Dice.
Yes. Oh, Scout Trooper made a new.
They need a Lego
They need a Lego USC set. That is, I'll buy that instantly. I don't care if it's $800. I need that, and I need it to be life size BD-8 because I know he's not that big.
That would actually be so cool, to be fair. I'd love that.
I
love how he runs and he's got like little chicken legs.
I like when he makes the little Imperial. He goes when he hacks things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the movie series yet. We're almost done. Do you guys want to talk about the High Republic movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very end. Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? Any books or comics that you guys care about? Or are you guys just gamers?
Project Luminous is going to be getting some details.
I think it's a High Republic thing.
Which, yeah, I think, because initially, like, if you actually look on Wikipedia, all it says is that Project Luminous is about like comics and books. But I feel like over the last, almost a year since it was announced, they've kind of thought, actually, you know what, we can take Project Luminous into the next, as they're now saying, phase of Star Wars, and be like, we'll make a game, because there was a rumor actually that a Star Wars game was going to be the first thing for Project Luminous, and
Mm.
Project Luminous is due to start this year. And if a Star Wars game is going to be the first thing for Project Luminous, then that'll have to it's all these things, but it's based like if they actually change it from just books and comics into a even more multimedia project, then I think that would be really cool.
This is that big leap we need,
Absolutely,
perhaps,
absolutely.
if it plays out like that.
Because that's the thing, like you could essentially have like a game, comics, books. I mean, to be fair, the way the Star Wars canon works now, I mean, you've got all the main films, but then you've essentially got these books and comics as like fillers. But if you actually had books and comics and films and stuff like that that were actually all like really important parts of the story, then I think that could like from a very big Star Wars fan perspective, for me that would be awesome. I mean, obviously for like a really like the general public, it'd be a bit strange.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
from my point of view, I'd love to see that.
with like High Republic stuff, it's a set 500 years before Padawan Menace, right?
So
400.
400 years. Okay, so
yeah.
yeah, that's still 2004 million years before or after so the SWOTOR series,
Yes.
basically.
That's a while.
What would you expect to really happen? I guess they're gonna find the Sith. Like it's like a Sith group, the Republic, when they go out, because after the synopsis you gave me.
They said it was the High Republic era was when the Jedi were really expanding their reaches.
Okay. So do you expect groups like the Trade Federation, because the Trade Federation was around 400 years before these groups, to still have like their mini armies? Because the Padawan Menace is when they expanded their armies. So do you expect them to still have like a hold on some planets, like still be a
Did you say the Padawan Menace?
You did.
Yeah, sorry. I have that movie right in front of me. Like when I look to my left, I have it right there with like Han Solo, little baby Han Solo staring at me with his little stupid Lego face.
I understand. Get out.
Anyways, the Phantom Menace. You know how the Trade Federation is just attacking. So, do you think their armies would still be like? Do you think they would have their small little planets that they control with their armies? Because technically, I think that'd be. I like that. I like that idea that like them being civil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like battle droids not being an enemy and just being idiots. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, because I think Phantom Menace was when they really took that extreme step.
Yeah, when they
with the blockade and stuff, like that was.
It's invasion. That means our comms are down. It's invasion.
It can only mean one thing.
My lord. I will make it legal.
I'll make it illegal. Oh, planet annihilation. I love it. I have a secret love for that film, but I also hate it. The lines in that movie make no sense. How does it? Yeah, turning off your comms equals thinking invasion.
There's gonna be one thing. Invasion.
What do you guys think is gonna be shown though? Like, do you think we'll see Yoda again? I'm guessing we'll see Yoda.
So yeah, like from what we've seen from the rumors at the moment, it's at 400 years
Baby Yoda
for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda
and
too.
Then said like, we'll see, Yoda in like his prime, is what people are saying. But yeah, like, well, Yoda's going to be around. I mean, he's going to be 500 years old roughly.
Non-boomer Yoda in his prime.
I am not.
What interesting ideas do you want them to show off? Because I am a big fan of the droids in Star Wars, and I want to see another assassin droid.
That'd be cool.
Because I'm a big fan of like HK, IG-11. Yeah, I want to see IG-11 in 400 years before the Mandalorian. What kind of droids do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see like big? Because in reality, we've never seen like a massive droid. And in the Trade Federation, we've seen massive droids, but we've never seen like big. Because this is before everyone hated droids. They still hated droids, but like more than like the Trade Federation, because when the Trade Federation attacked, everyone hated droids after. Everyone was very like anti-droid. But before this attack, why isn't there these big like hulking like mining droids or anything that we've seen?
I guess maybe we just haven't seen them because like there's no purpose to have one walking around
We
on
saw an
adventure.
R4 with arms and legs that did nothing. I mean, we've come to this point now. Just show me more droid
Everyone
types.
thought that was like a standard droid. I feel like that was 100% customized. I don't feel like that was like.
Yeah.
I want to see that
Uh,
thing walking around waving to people. I just want to see another one. I would
I
totally
want
get...
to. I want to see something like HK-47.
Yeah, I could see another meat bag. Because back then, droids were just, like, not humans, but they were still, like, I think more, like, okay.
And IG-11's kind of in that spectrum, but, like, you know,
No, he's
one
not.
of the main characters.
He doesn't have as much of a consciousness as HK, though.
Yeah,
HK
that's what I'm
is,
saying. Like,
you dirty meat bags. You think you can
Yeah.
squander on my land?
yeah, something like along that lines. If we're talking droids, I think that would be cool.
And I understood how the R4 and the R3 and the R2 units, like those kind of builds, have stayed around for so long and they that well optimized. Like the astromech, some things in Star Wars is just like the Sith Empire. Even during the Legends, SWTOR, it still had this like Star Destroyer looks like a Star Destroyer now, looks like one back then. TIE Fighters still kind of look like TIE Fighters now that they did back then. They still have the weird like circle with the things that stripe out and as the look.
Yeah, because I think it's just like implementing those traditional designs.
So I want to see something different with this, like this Peace Age.
Yeah, with Old Republic, you've got like the T7 unit, which I think is really cool. It's obviously like an unit, but it's not like an R series. It's like the T7,
and then
which I really like that.
Who do you think the villain's going to be for this High Republic?
I don't know,
because I'm really getting sick of Sith versus
Sith.
Yeah.
I think it will be. Because
it's the most obvious. It's the most obvious answer. But...
Isn't it going to be the rule? The rule of two is implemented at
this point,
right?
Yes.
But the thing is, though, like all it says is like that we know of so far is it just says the rule of two has been implemented, which I don't like. I feel like okay, that might
okay,
already, like I feel like that would be a bit obvious because like, well, I mean, if you look at the Legends, it was set way before that anyway. Like, but they could say about how the Sith haven't been around for so long, and I feel like the Sith would be a pretty obvious answer. So I'd actually quite like to see the Jedi actually exploring the unknown regions and actually fight against different.
You know what I'd like to see
like
them going to like Mandalore, because I'm a big Mandalorian fan. I've always loved Mandalorian. I've loved the Great Mandalorian Wars from the old Republic.
So that would be a good introduction to live action.
Because like Mandalorians are known in the galaxy. They've been for years, even before that this 400s. But they go to that planet looking for Force sensitives, and they get mad, and then they have the war. This will because in canon there is no is the Great War canon? Technically, with the Mandalore.
The Mandalorian Wars are canon, not anything specific though.
So we could have that. That could be like the conflict, the dark. Like this is where because the Darksaber came during the war.
Yeah,
yeah. So this could be that. That'd be a pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good introduction to live action after the Mandalorian, because people will know, like casual fans will know. Oh, that's Mandalore. We have the Mandalorian.
And then I'll have a bunch of people to talk about the Mandalorian lore with, and just, I love Mandalorian lore.
Yeah, well, while lore fans are bawling their eyes out because, oh my god, the Mandalore is brought to live action,
Yeah, and old Mandalore, not the Clone Wars Mandalore. Old Mandalore looks nothing...
Before the desert and stuff. Before it was all burned
before the cities. Because they technically didn't have a metro city either. It was a lush planet that had beasts that they would slay to prove they're worthy, which is a symbol of Mandalore if you've seen the Mandalorian now. But
what's the
Myth of Beasts?
The Great Mythosaur.
Yeah, Mythosaur. Mandalorian season 2 comes out. We already talked about that. We talked about that every episode. So I'm not going to get too much into that, but Baby Yoda's going to become emo.
Oh god.
Yeah. I'll bring up a new topic about The Mandalorian 2 every episode. How about that? Up until it comes out. I'll just say a new
Well, I know
thing.
you can't avoid it.
I can't avoid it.
Yeah, you love
I think-
talking about it.
Oh, I
I
love.
think.
Oh,
Sorry,
Clone
going
Wars
back to
comes
The
out.
Mandalorian.
What do you guys think's gonna happen? Any special things gonna
Ooh.
happen with anything that's like different? Because we know we're gonna see some Mandalore, but you think they're gonna do anything else other than the Bad Batch and that?
there's
Do you
this
think we're
whole
gonna get
thing
like
about-
extra episodes?
I'm hoping so. I mean, like obviously there was like they had a ton of like story arcs that were they had a bunch of story arcs that were like trying to go before it got cancelled, and obviously some of that got made into books, like Dark Disciple, for example,
Yeah, and Kashyyyk.
and just a bunch of other stuff. They got put into different stories, like comic books as well. Son of Dathomir was going to be a Clone Wars arc, and there's obviously like some things on the actual Star Wars website you can kind of go and watch as well. So it's a bit. I'm hoping they do actually dive into things that are very different. That we haven't
Well,
actually seen
I know
before.
there's that. This is the plot line I like. The one where, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. The one where, Anakin and Obi-Wan have to go get the giant kyber crystal from General Grievous
Utapau.
on Unipau, yeah, and then you bring it back to the well, not the Emperor yet, but like they give it. That's how he gets the kyber crystal for the first Death Star. That's how that
Yeah.
works. They take it from Grievous, yeah.
Or one of the first kyber crystals.
Yeah, one of the
I guess.
massive ones.
I
Yeah,
don't.
that would be really cool.
I don't think they're bringing that. I don't think they're.
No, I don't think.
remastering that.
Yeah, no. But
'Cause-
what do you think they could bring in anything new though? They just say anything that Dave Filoni had original ideas for, but then never actually implemented it.
Well, the Ahsoka arc, I think because they showcased Ahsoka at Star Wars Celebration in Clone Wars, so it's gonna be Bad Batch, Siege of Mandalore, and then this Ahsoka arc, and I think this Ahsoka arc is gonna be like leading into the Siege of Mandalore, but essentially it's a different arc.
And then we're
Does
probably
that
going to
make
see
sense?
Order 66
Mm.
That would be awesome.
during the
Oh.
because this is like this because as you were saying last episode, the Siege of Mandalore is like right before Order 66.
Yeah, because I think from what I know, apparently like Anakin is like fighting there, but then he like has to go. He gets called essentially gets called to Coruscant because.
Do you think we'll see Palpatine? Not Palpatine. Sheev at the moment. Do you think we'll see him get captured by Grievous?
No.
I'd really. I don't think we will, and I don't think it's
Because
like,
we were on
necessary,
Coruscant a
but
lot,
it would be
and
awesome.
it looked like there was purple clones via Mace Windu's.
Oh, that's on Naxxes. That's the Bad Batch arc.
Is it? Okay. But again, if they're gonna do anything new, like if they're gonna sync everything up, then they show that at the end. At the very end, they show like, they go because Obi-Wan's still on Mandalore, so he's like, Obi-Wan, come back to Coruscant, meet up with Anakin. We are going to save Palpatine, or I keep saying Palpatine, but we're gonna go save the Sheev, yeah. And Obi-Wan's like, oh, just another great adventure, and then they go right into the third movie.
So uncivilized.
So uncivilized.
But
Oh,
you
yeah.
were saying some split.
Yeah.
Before we got onto the topic of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, you mentioned about Grisk. Now, have you seen the leak about a potentially upcoming, essentially Star Wars Rebels sequel?
Yeah.
Yes, I listened to you talking about it on your live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to go over that again?
Yeah, we absolutely can do. So have you both seen it and know what it's kind of about? Or
Yeah.
But you can explain it if you'd like.
so yeah, I mean, I'll try and do what I can, and also.
Right.
So right after
Relevant.
this, we'll wrap it up right after this little topic. So
Right.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
So I mean, basically, there's a sequel to Star Wars Rebels, which kind of explore, Ahsoka and Sabine essentially trying to, team up and find Ezra and Thrawn. Apparently, Thrawn and Ezra become unlikely allies, and we get to meet the Chiss Ascendancy and this young Chiss girl who they call a Skywalker. So essentially, I think I'm not 100% sure on the lore here, but I think Skywalkers are essentially what the Chiss called like Force sensitives in a way.
Yeah, the children, they called force sensitive people Skywalkers.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, so there's that, and then apparently, like, we get to see the Chiss. Apparently, like the Grisk as well. So, which, as far as I'm aware, is a really big thing with Thrawn and stuff. I haven't read it.
It's basically the canon version of a Yuzan Vong currently.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of seen around. So we basically get to see a bit of that, like the big war and other like massive threats with unknown stuff like that. So I think that could be really cool, and it seems like it could potentially be quite dark in that sense, which I'd really like to see. Apparently that's going to come in late 2020 on Disney Plus for season 1, and apparently that's in post-production, and season 2 is apparently well underway.
Do you think they'll show that during Sella? Like
Yeah.
Dave Filoni comes up talking about Clone Wars, he's like, haha, well guys, I have one more thing I have to show you. He just stands up and he shows it, and he's like, haha, I hope you guys enjoy, bye, I'm gonna go work on The Mandalorian now, haha. Bye.
He goes, I'm not telling you. You could have known, but you don't know.
That's perfect.
I love Dave Filoni. He's so awkward. He's that special kind of awkward.
Yeah. Brilliant. Oh man, but yeah, that I think if we get to see that would be.
I would lose my. Yeah, I won't.
I really
know what I'm gonna
want,
say.
because now it's on Disney Plus and we've shown that you can be a little bit grittier. I don't want Rebels to be so, I don't want to say kid friendly, but like matured now. Because I think that was my one issue with Rebels. Was that it was like, the heroes need to win. I mean, they don't every time.
Well,
but
it's
the heroes,
essentially all the animated shows now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the Clone Wars. Like, people died. Like, they were dead. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I got that in my head. Like,
Decapitated.
yeah, they would get like like they showed like the Death Watch would like kill their own people, but they showed it on the. I'm hoping they have that willingness with Rebels now, and I want the Empire to be like a. This is after the Empire. Rebels 2, the rebelling.
Yeah, so this is like we see in the final episode of Rebels.
We see Ezra fly away, and then
actually,
Sabine staring at the mantle.
Yeah. So that's like after episode 6, basically. So this will be,
So are we gonna be? Is Gideon gonna be in Rebels?
Who knows?
No.
Who knows?
Nah.
Rebels
We might.
2.
We might see him for an episode because Sabine's probably gonna talk about the Great Purge.
I mean, the fact that he's got the dark saber, I feel like
Perks up a lot of questions.
I mean, I think wasn't it?
Yeah, that really did. That darksaber at the end really actually got me to rewatch Rebels.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan had it last.
Had it last. Yeah. So it's like, how the hell did he get it off her?
And if she's dead or not.
He probably went
So I feel
out.
like
All
it'd
those
be-
Imperials are the same.
I mean, she could have just barely escaped with her life.
That's what I'm
she
saying.
could be like with another enclave, like that was shown in The Mandalorian. She's with like another surviving group.
Well, what's his name? Or the main character, the Mandalorian. He's a clan of
Din
2.
Djarin.
He's Death Watch and whatever the Rancor Horn is, because he's with the group that she's a part of, like the armor, and he's also part of whatever group she assigned him. But
I
he's,
thought she said a clan of 2, as in like he's now his clan, the Mudhorn clan, is him and Baby Yoda. I thought that's what she meant by clan
yeah,
of 2.
maybe
That's-
that, but he's also Death Watch. Because he was he was secured and picked up by Death Watch, so he's a part of the Death Watch clan.
Yeah.
Not the Protectors. I looked it up. It's Death Watch. It's not the Protectors. Everyone kept.
Yeah,
If people kept
yeah.
fighting in Twitter, no, it's Death Watch. This is pre.
Yeah.
This is Yeah, this is during Pre Vizsla's rise, where he pretended to be a hero so that he could gain the respect of a bunch of people. So he'd free people to gain an army.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not like Pre Vizsla. Wait, no. Yeah, it's like right at the end kind of situation. Sorry, I explained that completely wrong. right before he died, and then Maul became evil, and then I'm guessing he went with the rest of the Mandos who were still alive.
Maul
Yeah,
became
probably.
evil.
Yeah,
Like
he
wasn't
became
already.
evil. He owns a bunch of bounty hunters.
Yeah.
He owns the entire Outer Rim for some reason. Complete. I mean, yeah, just to hunt down Kenobi. It's fantastic.
Kenobi.
Yeah.
Kenobi.
I love Maul, and yeah,
He is good.
he's a fantastic character. But I'm just happy we're getting Mandalorian content finally, and not in
It's
books.
awesome.
Because I got really sick of the Mandalorian Wars being in books, and I wanted to actually see it.
Yeah.
And then
Like
the
all these
online game,
awesome things
Yeah.
being in frickin' books where we can't visually see.
well, there's like
anything.
drawings of the old Mandalorians, which were aliens, and they rode the beasts with the alien beasts with the giant chain guns that were basically indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't get to see any of that, which is fine. I like the new Mandos. Man, do you think we'll get any more Clone War content? I mean, in terms of not the show, but like just in general.
Yeah.
And anything.
I think,
Comics and books. We're getting that anthology book.
There you go. That's
Yeah, we are actually. That's a good point. I forgot that. I mean, the thing is though, like with like just the overall Clone Wars in general, like there are going to be hundreds of Jedi, and no doubt many more clone legions to kind of essentially suit
Yeah.
those Jedi as well. And like it feels like at the moment we've just got so many Clone War content, like so much Clone Wars that we don't like. That we like know it all, but we really don't. Like if you really think about it, with the amount of Jedi there are.
so.
Exactly.
Do you think
so much more.
do you think Sammy Boy's Clone Legion will become real?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%. I drew the damn thing. Of course it's going to be.
It's
I
canon
think
now.
Dice might in-
That'd be kind of cool. I like that skin color. Well, it looks a lot like
Bumblebee.
the ARC Trooper skin.
Bumblebee.
No, you know the ARC Trooper? Is that Bumblebee? That's not Bumblebee. That's
It's not Bumblebee.
I'm an idiot.
That was a
No,
joke.
I know it's a joke, but I'm thinking of the name of the skin.
Lambda or something.
Yeah, Lambada
Or
or whatever.
Umbran. No, Umbran.
Umbran, yeah.
Umbran
It
operative.
looks a little like that.
Yeah.
When people were like, they spelled Umbara wrong.
Oh god. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Does that mean we're getting the planet?
That's the thing. Like when we first saw it, I was like, oh wait, is that a typo for Umbara? And I was gonna ask Ben like, oh, is this a typo? But I thought actually, you know what? Just in case, I'm not gonna say anything until it gets added to the game. It was like Umbra. I was like, okay, I'm quite glad I didn't say anything.
I just looked it up and it.
Stupid.
Yeah, I just looked it up and it means like like a shadow or something like that.
Yeah. No, I did. I actually did the same. And I was kind of like, oh, actually, kind of makes sense. So.
You know, I thought about this. I was like, why is there no First Order legions like Red or? And I realized when you're making
Major Fonreg.
What?
Oh
No. So shut up. That's not what I was talking about. I realized the reason he's red is because he's the best and he's an ace. So they gave him special coloring and with his little, meaning there's more red pilots, which makes no sense. Then again, this makes no sense. Then why is he red, but he's not part of the Sith army? Oh, because he's an ace pilot. Is every ace pilot red? Are they like? How does that make? That is.
Why is Phasmachrome?
Yeah, why is well? That's I'm guessing they're identifiers.
I know the answer, but I'm not.
Well, it's because it's the chrome from the
I know the
Palpatine's
answer.
thinking.
I mean, he was a major, so maybe like
Yeah,
because of his rank.
but I realized when you're making an army of uniformed children, you don't want to identify them in special ways, so you can't have cool coloring. So that's not fun. Thanks, Star Wars, for not giving me more cool, colorful stormtroopers. But
I mean, to be honest, like there is a lot of really cool, like patrol troopers and range troopers. And
well, yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna see a lot more different types of First
stuff.
Order that we never saw in the movies.
Yeah, because I mean, at the moment, like we've got the ones from the movies, but then in like with the launch of Galaxy's Edge, they brought out a Black Series figure called the Mountain Trooper.
Yep, just about to mention that.
I have not
that's
seen
really
that yet.
cool. And then from Star Wars Resistance, there's the First Order Raiders, which was sent out by Kylo Ren to find Sith artifacts.
There's also the AT-AT pilots, the engineers that are also in that I know. They have a totally different helmet design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right there. Yeah, so that's really cool as well. You get there in Lego. And
Yeah.
It might be a Black Series, I don't know, but yeah, they're in Lego. So
it just sucks for like games like Battlefront when you're like, oh, I want a bunch of First Order customization. You realize, oh, we can get like different pauldrons. Like that's basically it when it comes to that.
See, as if I was actually like recording it 2 days ago now. Well, actually, I mean it's now Saturday, so it would like just on Wednesday. I did a video for like my 5 First Order skins, and like if you genuinely think about it, there is like a fair few options, but you don't get the same potential to go and put it on all 4 classes.
Yeah, no, but like with Imperials, there's like 1,000 customization options. You really like, some of them are just simple reskins too.
Yeah, exactly, and for example, I said I put the First Order Raider on there and the Mountain Trooper, and I was like, they could work it so you put it in all 4 classes, but especially like with the First Order Raider, for example, I said like the standard one would just be an assault, but then you had like in that Resistance episode you had a captain, and like he had or some no his rank was like agent, and he had like a red pauldron, so I was like, oh, you could do that for heavy, as he was like essentially the captain. You could have that maybe for the officer, but then you can just go and have like 2 other options with the First Order Raider to make it heavy and specialist, or just the remaining 2 classes. And you could maybe go and do that for the Mountain Trooper, but again, it's just I don't feel like you really with the Empire and the First Order, you don't really get that flexibility.
Right.
But I mean, if you look at the Resistance and the Rebels, then you've got like, for example, at the moment we've got the Twi'lek, and that's just a blue female. But if they go, they could go and have like a green female for the heavy,
Whew.
and then for the assault and.
Well, you could also have a male fighter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like you could have a green female for the heavy, but then for the officer and the assault, you could have a male Twi'lek and have like orange and blue again. Or something.
I will say if Resistance does anything, they have no excuse for different types of First Order classes, because the battle droids are the exact same stuff in terms of like First Order customization. The battle droids are the exact same, and they somehow have more customization than the Empire. I swear. In the battle droids are just uniformed and painted to identify. So
yeah, that's a really good point to be fair. Actually, like the fact that they've gone and done it, there's no and even the clones as well. Like obviously, all clones basically just look the same from what we saw, apart from just different armor types.
All right.
But then they've made like 4, another 3 completely different appearances that we've never seen before.
So one quick question before we cut it. I have to before I just cut it off. Not trying to cut anybody off. Just like one final question: 2 ideal skins for Star Wars Battlefront 2, just because I know.
Ooh.
So I want the Scarif Trooper and the Range Trooper, because I like capes on my Stormtroopers, and I like the tan design of the Scarif Trooper, the Sand Trooper.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And then and for the officer, you do the Imperial, the one with the cone helmet. With the visor, the black visor that they operates the Death Star, but is also on
Death Star.
the one that the shoot that how do I not remember her name from Rogue One?
Jyn
Erso. Yeah, have that be an officer skin, the suit that she wears.
Flight.
The flight attendant. Yeah, because that looks cool.
Imperial flight attendant.
But you know what I'm saying? Like those I did 3 skins, but those are like my 3 ideals.
Escape pods are
Yeah, yes. Welcome to the Lambada transport carrier. Yeah.
Good.
Okay,
I would want a Mud Trooper.
2 ideal skins. I mean, you guys are going Imperial, so I'll go Imperial as well. Patrol Trooper. I would love to see the Patrol Troopers. They're my favorite.
They have a really cool helmet.
From Solo, yeah, I love their helmet, and I don't know if you know Star Wars, like just Star Wars Shriv on Instagram.
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know if it was him exactly, but or he made a post for it, but he posted patrol trooper. It was like on a concept for Battlefront 2. It was like the assault was the standard patrol trooper, but then it was like the heavy had like a lot of black on the shoulders and upper chest,
Ooh.
and then the officer had like black on the helmet, and the specialist had a bit and stuff here and there, essentially to make it
I did
class.
see that. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I'd love to see the patrol trooper, and I think the tank trooper as well. I love the tank trooper.
For
Okay,
what class though?
If we had to go class specific, I would probably have the tank troopers as well. I'd probably have like the standard tank trooper as because we see two, we see the commander as well. So I'd probably have the standard tank troopers and assault, and then have like the commander, I guess, as just an officer. Although I feel like it would be a cool design for a heavy, but I'd probably have it as just an officer, because why not? It's a commander. And then patrol troopers. Patrol troopers just straight up like the standard unit would always, well, not always, but mostly be ideal just for an assault, really. So I probably quite like to see that, but yeah, that's good. Like speaking of range trooper, I'd love to see that gun get added to Battlefront 2 as well. I think that'd be sick.
Yeah, I would too.
That really big gun that they carry around. They're so hulky in their big shoes for the range troopers. Oh, I love them.
They're just pimp troopers.
Yeah, they are with their
Let's
big
be honest.
fluffy coats, and they're cool. Just walk on the side of walls. Okay.
That was
Anyways, one more
Mister-
thing then, Chad.
I was just gonna say, yeah, mud troopers, range troopers, like all that
The
content
Mimbani.
with Mimban.
Yeah.
That was missed opportunity for the solo season a while back.
The artillery ATST. I think it's like the ATOP, which is ATOT.
No, it's like DT.
DT,
All-terrain
it's literally
defense
like
turret.
a German artillery assault.
It's basically just Tim.
Yeah, it's literally just him with a metal strapped around, but that's a fan. I like that walker, but it would not work in Battlefront 2. But that'd be cool.
No.
Anyways, that's gonna be it for the podcast today. We got
All right.
our special guest Split Screen. Where you want to say where we can find you, Split?
You can find me on Discord, Twitter, YouTube, obviously. YT_split screen on Twitter. Just split screen on YouTube. Why not? You all know the logo. It's the clone one. Yeah. Was that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
That was pretty good.
Cool.
Chad,
We'll
where
put his information down below as well.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I'll get all your info, dude. Don't worry. And that's creepy. Chad, what about you? What's your?
You can find me on Twitter at ChadTheDad7 and Instagram. If you want to check out my art page, it's chadthedad.art. So take a look at that.
And of course, with me, I'm Twitter.com/Mr_Grunt_, Twitch.tv/Mr. Gruntington. Right now, there's a joke, and I took it a little too far. So my Twitch name is Mr. Gonkington till March. So, you find Mr. Gonkington. It's GONKINGTO. I can't say it. GONKINGTON. With a Mr. in front. And you can find me on YouTube. I don't upload much, but when I do, it's nothing special. But anyways, that's also Mr. Gruntington. What else is there? That's basically it. Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Melcape.